I have said it before and I'll say it again. One of the first things I will do if our president is to uproot MTA. Nobody's watching that station anymore. Its graphics looks like we are stuck in 1995. The world has moved to streaming, augmented reality, virtual reality, and immersive storytelling. But our so-called national broadcaster still looks like a VHS tape. NTA must be gutted and rebuilt from scratch. New equipment, new talent, new programming, new thinking. Keep the bones, scrap the rest. What we need is a sleek, modern, global-facing Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation that makes people proud to tune in again. It is not just about TV. Media is soft power. America has Hollywood, Disney, CNN. Korea has K-dramas and K-pop. Japan has anime and Nintendo. Nigeria, we have Nollywood, which is great, but Nollywood has been left to also on its own with no structured state backing. As president, I would establish a national storytelling fund. Money dedicated to sponsoring films, comics, animation and games that tell our myth, history and contemporary stories. Yoruba Orisha sagas, Igbo cosmology, Hausa epics. We can create our own Marvel universe rooted in African identity. This world is hungry for this content. But if we don't tell our stories, Hollywood and Netflix will tell them for us, and badly sometimes. The current Ministry of Art and Culture actually started something along this line. I even applied for one of these initiatives, but like most things, they haven't implemented it yet. I won't criticize them yet, but I'll be watching closely. Maybe this episode will have a follow-up once I see results. Now let's talk infrastructure. Nigeria has no proper film city. Tinapa in Calabar was supposed to be the crown jewel, but it was abandoned. Right now, private entities are building scattered facilities in Lagos, Enugu, even Kaduna, but there is no national vision. My stance? The government shouldn't try to build a film village by itself. We would fail. Instead, give tax breaks, land access, and proper incentives to the private sector, and let them build the studios, the sets, the production hubs. That is how you attract Netflix, Disney, or even homegrown giants to shoot here at scale.
Look, I want you to see my face in every episode, but I'm not going green screen in low resolution. If you like smart city story and have interest in film and urban development and want to help me make better videos, please subscribe, like, and share to folks that will be interested in this movement. If you have got a buck to spare, support me on Patreon or PayPal. Every bit gets me closer to showing up on camera the way this stuff deserve. The current goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. Help me get there. You click, I film. Honest trade. Click the subscribe button now. Like, seriously. Now let's continue.
And beyond film, let's defend our cultural heritage. Nigeria is blessed with heritage sites, ancient kingdoms, sacred groves, and forest reserves. But what do we do with them? We neglect them until they rot, then bulldoze them for another shopping mall. Meanwhile, the world is monetizing their heritage into multi-billion-dollar tourism complexes. Egypt turned pyramid into an economy, built a grand museum. Kenya turned safari into GDP. Nigeria can do the same. With the right design, infrastructure and branding. Imagine Osun Grove as a global festival destination. Yes, we currently have that on a small scale, but think bigger. Imagine Benin bronzes displayed in a state-of-the-art Nigerian museum rather than stolen abroad. That is pride, that is tourism, that is revenue. But media isn't just entertainment. It is how governments communicate. In the US, you have structured press briefing every day. A White House press room where citizens know exactly what is going on. In Nigeria, we have opacity. Ministers vanish. Presidents don't debate. Leaders talk at us, not with us. That has to change. We need open regular press briefings with accountability, broadcast in a format that citizens can understand and engage with. Now let me add what I think people forget. Our creative economy is massive. Nollywood is the second largest film industry by volume in the world. Nigerian music is dominating global charts. Our comedians, podcasters, fashion designers and visual artists are breaking out everywhere. But at home, there is no coherent policy to grow this sector. As president, I would push 3 things: creative economy financing, which dedicate funds for creatives, so young filmmakers, animators and musicians aren't dying with ideas in their laptops. We would organize distribution and IP protection. Piracy is killing us. We need modern copyright enforcement and digital platforms where Nigerian stories reach Nigeria audience first. The Nigerian diaspora is pushing Afrobeat, Earth, and film globally. Imagine we created a pipeline between Lagos and London, Abuja and Atlanta. That is soft power on steroids. And finally, languages. Media must also preserve who we are. Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Tiv, Ibibio. They shouldn't just be at risk. They should be celebrated in films, cartoons, and video games. Korea used K-drama to export Hangul. Japan exported kanji. Why can't Nigeria do the same with Yoruba or Hausa? If our kids grow up only consuming foreign cartoons, they would forget who they are before they even hit teenage years. And it is not just about spoken language. We also need to revive Nsibidi, the Efik ancient system of symbols. Once used by secret societies across southeastern Nigeria, I've already started incorporating Nsibidi into some of my graphic works. Not just as decoration, but as a living art. Imagine Nsibidi woven into our films, games, architecture, and even national branding, turning what the world sees as mythical into something proudly ours, a visual identity no other nation can replicate. That is cultural sovereignty in practice. Look at Egypt. They turned pyramid into an economy, anchored their identity around timeless heritage, and recently opened a new Grand Egyptian Museum, the largest archaeological museum in the world. That is what a serious country does: plan, protect, and project. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, our national theatre sat neglected for decades until the bankers community stepped in for a renovation. That was good, but it shouldn't take private bankers to rescue national culture. We should build on that monument, reimagine the theatre as part of a bigger cultural infrastructural plan. Hubs for music, stage, film, and festivals spread across the country. Because here's the truth: heritage symbols and languages are not just nostalgia. They are economic assets. They are branding tools. They are nation-building weapons. If we don't invest in them, we will keep consuming other people's stories while ours get dust. So yes, for me, this is personal. I'm a media person and I can't stand seeing Nigeria fall behind in storytelling. Stories build nations. Stories are the software of societies. Without them, we are just a collection of people with no shared imagination. If we want Nigeria to rise, we need to control our narrative through film, television, games, and culture. Not propaganda, not NTA's graphics from 1995. Real world-class storytelling backed by real investment. Because a nation that cannot tell its own story will always live in someone else's. And on that note, if you are still here watching, you know the drill. Subscribe, hit that bell, and let's keep building the blueprint together.
This series isn't about doom and gloom. This is about solution. If I were president, what blueprint could we use to rebuild Nigeria? That is what the next 19 episode explores. From agriculture and energy to urban planning, justice, education, media, and foreign policy, we will be laying out how to rewire the nation piece by piece and make it not just survive but thrive. This is just the beginning, so if you want to see how Nigeria can change, not in theory but in practical and structured way, then you are in the right place. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notification. So best believe this is going to be a journey worth following.